A disturbing video has gone viral the whole of this Saturday night, just a few hours towards the Linda Mwananchi rally that is much anticipated and that has been scheduled to happen in Kisumu. The Kisii Senator Richard Onyonka was seen with a group of goons who were forcibly, or rather who forced him to enter his vehicle and flee to Kisii since they told him that Kisumu is not, or rather Kisii is not welcome to eat in any hotel in Kisumu. It was a situation that is uncalled for, especially this time that we're headed to the national elections in the 2027. Before we go further, I want us to, look at what happened yesterday, especially what Richard Onyonka wrote. Before we analyze and I lead you through what the video had. Now, according to the statement issued in the late night by Senator Richard Onyonka, he said that this evening, on my way to Kango Kajaramogi, I made a stopover in one restaurant near Bondo where I intended to have a meal. A few minutes later, goons appeared and started harassing me, saying that I can't eat in Luo Nyanza because I'm a Kisii and opposing William Ruto. We left unhurt. The goons came in pro boxes, and this is the country that William Ruto wants. That message itself, it has its own weight. Yeah, and before I say anything, let us watch this video together. And the big question we are asking ourselves today, when did we reach here as a country? When did we reach here as a country? And what is the government of William Ruto doing to ensure that the act of goonism does not escalate in Kenya? Because it can start from Kisumu, it will also extend to Kisii, it will extend to Nairobi, to other towns or the other counties. What is the government doing? So recently, the cabinet secretary, internal security, saying that in Kisumu is a breeding site for goons and therefore leaders should be keen. Seriously. So it shows incompetence of the ministry, incompetence of Murkomen, one entrusted with national security, one entrusted to take care of such criminals, really. Some things are not adding up. Some things are not adding up at all. And in as much as the government is trying hard to stop the Linda Mwananchi rally in Kisumu, this is not the way to do it. It is wrong. It's like now, we are radicalizing ethnic groups. Soon we'll have fights between the Kisiis and the Luos. For instance, the Kisii community and the Luo community have stayed together for so long. They share so many things. In fact, even the border, the Oyug's border is a town, is a small shopping center in as much as they call it a town. But it's where both Kisiis and Luos meet and do their businesses. We have Sondo, we have Cheprat, this is Chepilat, not Cheplat, we have Chabera. We have Chabera. These are points where even Kisiis go there. I remember 2008-2009 post-election clashes when Kisii residents refused to take their goods to Oyugis. Those people really suffered. The Luo suffered because they depend mostly on Kisiis to take them food and foodstuffs. But they started it themselves. They could meet a Kisii carrying his product, his ndizi towards the market, wanampiga, but they suffered themselves. until a time when the Luo Council of Elders met with the Kisii Council of Elders, and they said that we don't need this stupidity, we need to live harmoniously the way we have done. Now that there are intermarriages, your son-in-law, you are my son, you are my, so many things happened. They ironed out the issues, but again, these things are coming back. Yeah, how many people, how many Luos eat in Kisii town? How many? In fact, when we had the by-election in Kaspol Kabondo, in fact, all those aspirants, they were charging in Kisii. They could finish up their campaigns, their day's campaign. They come to Kisii, or they go to Kisii with their people, with those who, the close friends they were campaigning with, to re-energize. They eat in Kisii, they bath in Kisii, and then they strategize while in Kisii. So, if we go this direction, what if the Kisii community equally decides to smoke out all laws from Kisii town? Do you know that we have a space in Kisii town called Juakali, where it comprises of all laws? In fact, laws stay there. They even call it Kisumu Ndogo. Yeah? In Kisii University, we have a section there called Kisumu Ndogo, where laws stay. Yani, it is a kind of a region with highest number of laws. In fact, ni laws pekee wanaishi pale. So if we go this direction, we understand even in Kisumu we have cases who stay in Nyamasari. But you cannot compare the number of cases right now in Kisumu because of the post-election violence of 2008, 2007, 2008. Because many people were smoked and many people lost their businesses. Many people lost interest in investing in Kisumu town. But whatever happened is something that can be, it's something that can be prevented. Only that the government is doing little to prevent such issues. Another thing, in as much as Raymond Omolo and Murkomen, Farouk Kibet, William Ruto, they are not okay with Linda Mwananchi having a rally in Kisumu. Why should they, choose goonism? Why should they choose harassment? There are many ways to do that. They could wait even Linda Mwananchi to do their thing, and then William Ruto can even facilitate Oburu Oginga so that they can have a massive mega rally equally in Kisumu to wash away all the maybe impurities that may have infiltrated in their stronghold, as they call it. Why should you do that? Sometimes we lose it as a country. Sometimes our sons and daughters are being used. Sometimes our friends, sometimes our fathers are being used wrongly by these people, by these leaders, the same leaders entrusted with the responsibility of making sure that the country is secure, to ensure there is stability in the country. They are causing the ethnicity. They are causing ethnic violence. Yeah. Yani, they didn't even imagine that the guy who owns that restaurant that Richard Onyonka stopped by to eat lost a big deal. Remember, Senator Onyonka wasn't alone. Perhaps he had his people, maybe 5, 10 people. They were there. They wanted to eat. Tell me the amount of money that restaurant had lost. Yeah, tell me. There is a waiter or a waitress there who could serve the senator. Perhaps he or she could get a tip. Someone went hungry yesterday because of the stupidity of a few individuals, because of the stupidity of a few leaders from Luo Nyanza. Yeah. In fact, who knew that after Raila dies, a few months ahead, such things would happen in Luo Nyanza? Yeah, that people, the Luos, in fact, are singing UDA, are singing William Ruto. They've forgotten whatever Raila Odinga stood for. They've forgotten their house. Raila Odinga made sure that all Luos were in his house, in their house, ODM. But right now, the house has been deconstructed. Nyumba imebomoka kabisa. Now you realize some people there, some goons giving, in fact, they're giving statements on camera. Hawaogopi, they're giving statements saying that if someone steps in a war That is a ground where Linda Mwananchi will host their rally there. They will beat him up. They are there. Wanachunge tents zikuwe pitched there. Tulifika aje hapa? Unless Kenyans tuamke. Unless tuamke. And I feel like, I'm not inciting anyone, but I feel like whatever happened in Kisumu, or rather whatever happened in Kisii, you know, there is a time when alternative government was visiting there, hosted by Fred Matiang'i. We saw it in media, how the Kisii residents dealt with the goons. They beat them up. I feel the same thing. We are headed that direction. And I hope the Kisumu people will do that, because a few individuals, a few leaders and goons cannot decide what the community wants. What if there are many people who wants to listen to Linda Mwananchi? Why don't you give them time to come listen, or rather air their grievances, give their agenda, and go? You know, sometimes some things, you know, are disheartening. I don't know what you think. You can give your comment down there in the comment section. And if you are new here, kindly consider subscribing, liking, and sharing your content, or rather sharing our content. Equally hit the notification bell so that I can be receiving notifications each and every time we bring you a new